So, guys, I want us to deliberate on this matter. Like, I saw this video and I say, okay, let me bring it up to you guys. I like gisting you guys about some stuff like this. So, like, what do you think about this particular video? This is a video about a man, a tenant that installed an air conditioner in his apartment, in a rented apartment. And then his landlord came and said that he does not want him having an air condition in his house. And then the landlord went ahead to cut the pipe of the air condition that through which gas do flows, and then warning the tenant that he does not want him to install any air condition in his house. And this brought about a quarrel, as you can see, between the tenant and then the landlord, and they were exchanging words. The tenant says he's going to call police on the landlord. The landlord say, "Oh, go and do your worst. I have a lawyer. We are going to settle the matter, whatever be the case." The tenant is calling for justice, and the landlord is saying that he does not want air conditioning. Is that so, guys? Like, what do you think about this? But before, like, you share your thoughts, like, let me just share what I am. Let me just share this with us. Now, sometimes you know that whenever you're going to rent a house, usually there is going to be a tenancy agreement. As we all know, there's a tenancy agreement, and so sometimes parts of the clauses or what is contained in the tenancy agreement is that there will be no form of installation of anything, no breaking of the walls for installation of anything and something and all stuff like that. Now, if this is actually contained in the tenancy agreement between the landlord and this particular tenant, that it then means that the tenant is at fault in trying to install this, because he already signed in the tenancy agreement that there will be no breaking of the wall for installation of whatever thing at all. However, if this is not contained in tenancy agreement and there is no clause suggesting that the tenant is prohibited from breaking through and installing any form of thing in the house, it then means that the tenant is not at fault. So what would now be the reason why the landlord do not want the tenant to install the air condition? Maybe because the landlord might be feeling that the tenant is proving to be now bigger than him, the landlord. Or maybe the landlord do not have an air condition, and so why will me as a landlord not get air condition? Because my tenant I go get air condition for my own house. What is they oppress me and stuff like that? Or maybe that the both of them are not even in good terms. The landlord is just waiting for this guy rent to just be due for the year, and then he's going to serve him a quick notice because he does not want the tenant again in his house. So there are many faces to this thing right now. So, like, guys, what do you actually think about this? Having heard like this different version of what might be the reason for this action to have taken place, do you think as a tenant, you now that is listening to me, that the landlord has the right to have done that? Or do you think also as a tenant, the tenant do not have the right to have done that without obtaining the consent of the consent of the landlord before actually installing that AC in his apartment? Well, guys, I'll be in the comment section waiting for your thought. Like, what do you just think? Please say something. I'll be there to reply to your statement. Don't forget to like and share this video, and I'll see you in the next. This is Just TV.